Alexander Isak to Liverpool transfer advances as huge bid made for striker. Alexander Isak may have taken a big step towards Liverpool. Welcome back, Reds family. Today we've got a transfer saga that is turning into pure drama, the kind of chaos that only football can deliver as the summer window edges toward its final nail-biting days. Newcastle United, desperate and running out of time, have just seen their opening $50 million bid for Wolverhampton Wanderers forward Jørgen Strand Larsen firmly rejected. Wolves have made it clear their striker is not for sale at any price. But here's where it gets really interesting for us Liverpool fans. This entire situation is deeply tied to the future of Alexander Isak, the man who wants Anfield, who is refusing to play for Newcastle, and who could still become the marquee signing of this transfer window. So, let's go step by step. Newcastle's desperate striker. Hunt, let's be honest, Newcastle's summer window has been a disaster when it comes to strikers. One by one, their targets have slipped away. Joao Pedro? Gone. Chelsea swooped in. Liam Delap? Also gone to Chelsea. Hugo Ekitike? Snapped up by Liverpool dart Benjamin Šeško? He chose Manchester United. And in the middle of all this, Newcastle lost Callum Wilson to West Ham. And crucially, Alexander Isak has downed tools, refusing to play in order to push through his dream. Move to Liverpool. Eddie Howe has been left so short that he was forced to use Anthony Gordon, a winger by trade, as the central striker in recent matches. It's desperation mode at St. James's Park, and everyone knows it. Wolves slammed the door on Strand Larsen. Newcastle tried to turn their attention to Wolves' Norwegian forward Jørgen Strand Larsen. On paper, it makes sense. He's tall, physical, clinical, and coming off a season where he bagged 14 Premier League goals across 35 appearances. Wolves made his move from Celta Vigo permanent this summer, paying $23 million after an initial loan. Already, his valuation has soared to $60 million. Newcastle put $50 million on the table, but Wolves didn't even blink. Rejected. Flat out. Manager Vitor Pereira summed it up. He's a very important player for us. I never talk with him about it. He's our player. When I watch him in training, he's committed with everybody, committed with the team. He's a fighter. He likes to win. He's preparing himself to play tomorrow. In other words, Wolves aren't selling. Not now. Not this late in the window. Why this matters for Liverpool. Now, here's where the dominoes come in. For Newcastle to let Isak leave, they need two strikers through the door. That's been their stance from day one. They already lost Wilson. They can't afford to let their Swedish star go unless replacements are lined up. But what's actually happening? Every single move they've made has ended in rejection. Brentford said no to Joao Pedro twice, even when Newcastle offered $40 million. Wolves said no to Strand Larsen at $50 million. Other targets have slipped away to rival clubs, so Newcastle are stuck. And the more they're stuck, the more pressure mounts, and the more Alexander Isak's wish to join Liverpool becomes the headline story. Remember, Liverpool already made a $110 million bid earlier in August. Newcastle turned it down. They want $150 million. But would they even accept $150 million if no strikers come in? That's the golden question. Isak's Liverpool dream. This is where the human side comes in. Alexander Isak has made it crystal clear. He wants Liverpool. He's refused to play for Newcastle in recent weeks. He's doing everything he can to push through a move before the deadline. For Jurgen Klopp's successor, Arne Slot, this would be a statement signing. Liverpool already secured Hugo Ekitike earlier in the window, but Slot wants one more elite forward. Someone who can lead the line, someone who can replace what Diogo Jota once gave us, and more. Isak fits the profile perfectly. Pace, power, technique, finishing. At 25 years old, he's entering his prime. And in his heart, he sees Liverpool as the stage to take his game to the very top. The standoff. So we're left with this tense standoff. Liverpool, waiting, watching, ready to return with another bid. Isak, refusing to play, desperate for Anfield. Newcastle, digging in, but unable to buy replacements. Wolves and Brentford, slamming. The door shut on bids for their strikers. This is transfer drama at its peak. Newcastle's decline, Liverpool's patience. Let's zoom out for a second. Newcastle came into this summer with ambitions of cementing themselves as a Champions League club, but instead they've been outmaneuvered in the market again and again. The loss of key targets has exposed cracks in their recruitment strategy. Liverpool, on the other hand, have been patient. Yes, the Ekitike deal was smart. Yes, 110 Temirs was rejected for Isak. But Fenway Sports Group know the power of the deadline. They know that Newcastle's position weakens with every failed bid. The closer we get to September 1st, the more Newcastle are trapped. And that's when Liverpool could strike. Countdown to deadline day. We've got less than a week left. Every hour matters now. For Newcastle, it's a race to find not just one, but two strikers. Without that, Isak stays, even against his will. With it, Liverpool get the green light to swoop. For Liverpool, the strategy is simple. Hold firm, let the pressure cook, then make the decisive move at the moment Newcastle can't say no. And for Isak, it's a waiting game, hoping that his refusal to play forces Newcastle's hand. Final thoughts. So here's the reality. Newcastle's failed bid for Jørgen Strand Larsen isn't just about Wolves saying no. It's about Liverpool's window, Liverpool's striker chase, and Alexander Isak's future. If Newcastle can't break through with a signing, their $150 million valuation of Isak becomes meaningless. He stays. But if somehow they land two strikers in the dying days, then Liverpool are perfectly placed to swoop in and make Isak the signing of the summer. This saga isn't over. Far from it. In fact, it's only just getting started. So buckle up, Reds. Family. The next few days could define not just our transfer window, but the entire trajectory of Liverpool's season under Arne Slot.